battle, and I'm immediately going to go hunt for another one. I'm just going to attack this brigand here. He's weary, so I'm going to go for this one. And again they're weary, so there's nothing I can do. I've just got to wait for another battle to come up. Now the reason they're weary is that they've just been in a battle and you can't attack the same ship over and over. Now this weary timer will depend on the result of the bot's last battle, which is something I will go into more detail of in the intermediate section. So if I just keep clicking attack on this ship here, eventually it should lose its weary status. But like I said, it depends on whether it won its last battle or it lost its last battle as to how long that timer would be. It looks like it's not going to be able to be attacked. There you go. It's just lost its weary timer and I'm able to attack it now. I'm just going to turn around and start pursuing it. I'm going to put my kind Jasmine onto guns again, because I used all my guns in the last battle. Okay, same principle as before. I'm going to identify the nice part of the map that I want to nav in. Now the place I've started in, again I've been pretty lucky these two battles. I've got a really nice starting spot. But say I started here in these whirlpools, you'd want to spend the first couple of turns just sort of moving over here. Now because you're in the Navy, we don't have many moves, so we're going to let the bots come to us. So I'm in my nice little spot. I'm going to wait for the bot to just sort of do a couple of moves and come towards me. Remember to keep micromanaging your gunner bot, because you are going to need these moves. Okay, the general idea to naving is you want to attack the bots as they come towards you. I don't want to be doing trading shots if I can't help it, so I'm just going to assume that he might go forwards a lot, so I'm just going to go left and just start shooting and see what happens. So I'm just going to go left and put in a few guns. I'm only going to put in 2 because my gunner can't load them very well, so. Okay, this is a standard spot that you might find when the bots have more moves. And that is, the bot can go right twice, and I would normally go forward right and just shoot them as they went double right. But with these bots, they don't have that many moves, so I'm not expecting this to work, but once you get pillaging on the larger ships, this is a spot that you will be using on a very regular basis. The bots can go right twice and just sort of loop around. But like I said, in this case, he doesn't have many moves, so I think I am going to just have to hope for trays on here, perhaps. He's only putting 1 move in, so I'm just going to go straight along this path, and if I end up trading hits with him, it's no big deal. So I'm just going to go forward 4 times and shoot on the last 2, which should end me around on this level here because of the wind. And there you go, I've got 1 hit into him. Now here, if I can go forward, but that's going to get me shot, potentially. So like I said in the last one, you want to try and shoot them, and then the next turn, you want to more than likely you will want to reposition your ship. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to swing around and just sort of move my ship array and go for a more favourable position. I should have just gone left on that first turn, but I was too busy talking to concentrate. Okay, so here I've got the bot. It's quite far away from me, so I just want to set up a nice spot so that he can turn left into my ship. So if I scan my board, I want to be about here. So I'm going to just sort of swing around to the left. Yeah, I want to be parked on this tile just here, but that's going to take too many moves to swing around, so I'm just going to have to take this option. Again, I need more moves, so I'm going to move my bot back to sails. Because he's showing no moves, I'm just going to go left forwards and shoot him. Hopefully he might trade once, but we're going to get more hits into him than he does to us, so that's good. Now, a good thing you can get used to is put your score into the vessel chat. So here I've shot him twice and he shot me once, so I'm just going to type 3-1, hit enter, and that way I can remember how many hits I've put into him. Now here again, he isn't showing many moves, so I'm just going to go forward white. I'm just going to shoot the first in case he goes forward. He isn't putting any moves, so I'm going to quickly take that out and then go forward right at the end. And I've run out of guns again, so I'm going to move Kind Jasmine back to guns. And just wait for a couple of I want another forward token. And I've hit them again, so again I'm going to type 4-1. It just helps you remember the score. Now here you've got to think ahead a bit. If I went straight for straight, I would be able to shoot him, but then I would have to spend a lot of moves turning around. So I'm going to opt, but then again, the only other choice is either go white forwards, which brings you next to the bot, and you can get grappled before you max him, and that's not what we want. So because it's just the Navy mission and it's fairly easy, I'm just going to take the option of going forward, right, left, and therefore I can save myself a couple of turns since I've already gotten him pretty much maxed. As long as you don't have much damage. Obviously if you have, say, 2 or 3 hits into you at this point, I would have taken the longer option and just gone double forwards and then looped around. But on these Navy missions that would have taken me a few turns, so I'm going to go for this option, and there you go. If you look at the wiki page you'll see that a ram is worth half a hit, so the score is now maxed to 1.5. And I'm just going to put the grapple in on the next turn, and hopefully he's bumped me away, so that's given me another 0.5 damage. But so we've basically just ended up at the situation we were at before. But it's no big deal. I got maxed to 2 damage now. That's a fairly good score. Now I have 2 options. I could either turn right and hope he moves, or I can swing around. So I'm going to put that bot back on sailing and just sort of build up some left tokens, put in my grapples in case he moves forward. He isn't, so next move I'm probably just going to end up looping around using my lefts. Remember, your aim for these battles is, say, max 1, max 2 kind of scores, but one thing I will emphasise is don't worry if you basically get shot to bits. The way you learn in battle navigation is every time you say take a pillage out, you will make a tiny little mistake, and hopefully you'll learn from it and you will incorporate it into your battle nav. So every time you make a mistake you will hopefully learn from it, and after dozens of pillages of making mistakes you will finally have learned from all of them and you'll become a good battle naver. It applies to pillaging and it certainly applies to blockade navigating once you get to that stage. So I'm just going to go ahead and grapple this bot now. And I'm just going to show you the start of the sword fight so that you can see how much the max 2 gives. Because this max 2 score is pretty much the top of what I want to comfortably aim for. But max 3, max 4 is still okay at this level. So here you go, you've got max 2, so I've got 2 blocks of damage here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this sword fight quickly. And notice that in all of these battles I'm putting a strong emphasis on maxing the opposition. You don't want to go, it's much better to have, say, max 3 than it is to do 5-1. Just take it at word value that it is, you have to max the bots. That is a very important thing to do. If you don't max the bots, you'll find it a lot more difficult to win these sword fights. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this sword fight now.